Alright, we are here with the new Avro RJ, and I am feeling mixed thoughts about it. Everyone's ranting and raving about it, but as somebody who has the BAE 146, I'm gonna be honest, it's the, it's not much different. And of course there's updated things, you know, it's a different jet, it's got the EFIS or whatever you want to call it here. Which is nice, because you don't get that in the other one. You just kind of hope your flight plan's put in correctly. But um, I will say there's a lot of things that just look the same. Like, it's not as updated as I thought it would be. Like, you can just see kind of, that's what the BAE looks like. We'll jump back in that later, do a comparison. But it confirms my suspicions that I had that it's essentially the BAE 146 with some better textures. Like if we look at the dash, it looks alright, but I mean, it's not far off from the BAE. I was expecting a much crisper, nicer sort of PMDG, you know, whatever levels of blah blah blah. And this is solely just on the looks of it. But it's not that. It's nice. It's definitely nice. So, you know, take what I say with the thought of mine that let me open it, that I do enjoy the jet. I don't know how to open that. Let me turn my controller on and we'll go look at something that really was sort of the nail in the coffin for me as far as me kind of being shocked at this new release. So the cabin's nice. I mean, again, it's not too far off from the BAE, but the thing that got me the most is, I mean, that's the same as the BAE. They didn't update the exterior textures and stuff, like on the side, the rivets, and we know what rivets can look like thanks to Phoenix, PMDG, that kind of stuff. So we know how good they can be done. But I will say this is a lot more rounder. I'll give them that. It's a lot more circular. I know on the BAE it's kind of like you know, the lots of straight lines to make a circle. And the texturing on the seat is pretty good. It's not anything crazy, but it's pretty good. Cabin seems very similar. These don't work. I thought they might have. Yeah, it confirms my immediate suspicion whenever this came out is, how is this different than the BAE? It's not. It certainly, truly is not. It's a little better on some of the outside textures, but then again, honestly, I don't know by, you know, what degree that is. I will say one thing I noticed is the sort of, on the rudder here, you kind of get different, you know what I mean? Like the sun hits each little different section. It's nicely done. Excuse me. It's nice. It's great. And I will say, if you don't have the BAE, like, and you're interested in a 4-engine jet like this, these little regional jets with 4 engines, these things are so fun. And of course it flies fantastic. It flies, like I said, the BAE flies, which is what you'd expect a just flight airliner to fly like. Very conservative, like it feels like it has weight. It hand flies really believably well. Like you feel like you're doing something. I mean, just look at those, like the under the wing textures. That's almost FSX level stuff there. And the thing that I'm gonna go hard and bananas on is the price on this. It's the same. I mean, look at the door. It's the same price as the BAE was when it came out like it's treating it like it's just some brand new, awesome, revolutionary jet. It's the exact same, dude. So if you're somebody who has the BAE and you're kind of conflicted about should I get this, honestly, it's up to you. You can do you can do more research, see what kind of stuff will take off here. I haven't set up any of my stuff. I just spawned on the runway, so we'll see how this
Check
goes.
thrust.
All right.
Thrust set.
What did I do?
Airspeed alive.
Is it gonna beep at me the whole time? We'll find out. Sorry. Oh, there we go. 80 knots.
80 knots.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and rotate, or try to. This is a tiny little jet. But yeah. Is that our stall? What's going on?
Go. Rotate.
Don't sink.
Go. Rotate. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. But like I was saying, it's a cool jet, just like the 18 or the 146 is. But if you've got the 146 and you paid the amount that costs, is this worth the update? I don't know. I don't know that it is. If I'm being completely honest, it's cool again. So honestly, my 2 cents is, who would this be for? I would say this would be for somebody who never got the 146 and then is seeing, you know, kind of the newer videos being made with it and is interested in getting one of these because they're super fun, dude. They're cool jets. They like I said, they hand fly well. They're just so pretty in such a weird looking way. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just a goofy looking jet in the coolest way. And they're super fun to land. They sit really well on the runway. Like, it's a great it's a great experience flying it. Don't get me wrong. But it's just, is it different? To my, you know, first impressions, and I could be wrong after flying this for a couple weeks. First impressions, no, it's not that different at all. And that confirms what I was thinking when it first came out. So that's all I'm saying. Like, the lights, textures up here are very similar, but anyway, keep this in your mind's eye. I'm recording in 1440, which is kind of lowering my performance here, but I want to get an accurate representation of what it looks like. Let's hop in the 146 and we'll see kind of just how different the textures and everything really are. All right, we are in the 146, as you can see. And after revisiting both back to back, I stand on business. I think I was correct in my sort of opinion. If we look at the gauges, very similar. I would be hard pressed to tell if there's a difference as far as the gauges go, sort of the texturing there. Certain things up here, like the sort of wear pattern and like that screw, I think is updated in the RJs, as it should be. But as far as like the knobs themselves, it's pretty much the same. And I honestly, after looking at this whole upper panel seems exactly the same. I could be wrong, but it looks exactly the same to me. The backlighting on the buttons, the font, the sort of, everything about it screams exactly the same, minus, you know, adding I think it has like an LCD panel for the pressurization instead of the sort of old school steam. Obviously the differences are there, but as far as like texturing and everything goes, it's the same to me. So let's get the controller on, let's go look at that engine, because that's one of the main things I, you know, want to see a difference in. But if you look at the 146 cabin, to me it's on par with the RJs. It's just different. It has the cloth seats, but it almost looks better on the 146. It's not, but I mean, it's the same. And honestly, I expected on the 146, as far as I'm aware, it came out early into, you know, Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. So you expect it. You expect sort of these, especially with Just Flight, they're more focused on modeling, and that's something you know, I need to make sure I say is the systems depth, the flight characteristics, no problem with any of those. And honestly, Just Flight probably does it better than anyone else. So no issues there. This is basically my whole, I wonder where this guy's moving. My whole issue is with how similar the texturing and the look and the experience of flying this jet, how similar they are. Because honestly, I don't think there's a big change there. And I thought there was on the landing gear, but now that I'm looking at the 146, it's the same, dude. Oh my goodness. And they want $70 for the RJ. I'm assuming the 146 is, I can't remember off the top of my head. Ooh, look at the reflection, or the shadows of the birds. How crazy is that? Where are they at? There they are, somewhere over there. Man, that was cool. I've never seen that. Anyway. Yeah, man. It's, oh, remember I was talking about the rudder having those little sort of reflections on each individual sort of part? This has it too, I didn't realize that, so it doesn't bode well for the RJ. Everything else, it would be very difficult for me to tell them apart, especially from the outside. Well, exclusively from the outside. From the inside, obviously, you get the gauges, but yeah. So I had seen some people do a stream, or a lot of people do streams with the RJ. I didn't dig super hard into it before I got it. I wanted to make a video on it, sort of first impressions thing, but the ones I did see, I didn't see many people talking about, you know, the similarities to the 146, you know, too much in depth, which I'm sure people have. I would imagine they have, you know, especially after confirming this. Like, there's no way nobody hasn't. But yeah, I just want, if you're on the fence about the RJ and you don't have the 146, go for it. If you have the 146, still go for it, but just know that it's going to be very similar. You're getting a slightly different variant, but for $70, that's the part that makes me go crazy, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and take off this puppy. This should be like the Phoenix 319, 320, or 321 expansion, where if you have the original product, this can be acquired for, you know, a much heavy discount. I think that would have been more than fair. I don't think anybody would have any issues. And honestly, that could be the case. I don't think it is, but we're already stalling. I didn't wait for V1 or rotation speed. I'm not worried about realism here. But again, both of them are phenomenal jets, and they're super cool, super fun to fly. I can't complain about the product itself. It's just, I mean, you've already seen my video. How similar they are is what's alarming to me. But, so hopefully that helps you be informed on what you're, you know, stinking about when it comes to the RJ. It's a nice shot. Forgot to save that camera view. Beautiful. But they're super fun, man. But do you need both of them? Probably not. That's my 2 cents. Thank you for watching.